Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Living Shadow Tarot. How bees ya? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing swell. This is going to be a reading. This is going to be your expansion reading, Virgo. What do we need to do to expand? Look, you already know. I'm in the Virgo. If I that little ripple in the cloth bothered me. So we're gonna see where you're at with your energy right here. First of all, with the White Witch Tarot, I'm gonna do this one a little bit. I think everybody I had to do is a little slightly different. I don't know, but I mean everybody's slightly different. So, what energy are we in Virgo for this expansion? The full energy. Okay, so we're at a fresh start here. So with this, it means you can kind of go in any direction you really want to go in, which is nice. I like this. Let's see what's coming up here. If you guys don't know, look at my shirt. I know it's the Leo shirt, not the Virgo shirt, okay? But I was feeling very Leo-ish today, so I put on the Leo shirt. Now, if you go to the link in the description below, the shadow site, I am selling these. If you use the use the checkout code Shadow Shirt, you'll get 50% off for this week. So go check that out. Wow. So the three cards that just came out were the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. You may be really drawn to relationships right now. It's one of those things where it feels like this may be the area of your life that you don't succeed well in. I know, I keep saying, if you watch some of these past videos, I keep saying this thing about Scorpio and Virgo being the same sign, and I have not looked it back up yet. Honestly, I've been trying to do everything under the sun. I got a couple of things going behind the scenes, and trying to get orders and things like that together, and yeah, so bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. I say that because it's like definitely also a Scorpio thing too. Wow. Basically just suck at relationships, to be honest. It seems like always we can always get every other area of our life besides the relationship. I don't know why that is. So with this, we got Queen of Pentacles, Justice in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. This is kind of where I thought this was gonna go. Okay, so this Queen of Pentacles, right? Very, very stable. Very, very nurturing. Very, very loving, right? But she may not be fair. With this Justice and this Judgment, both in reverse, Libra Scorpio cards here, if you care. It's that you may not be fair and honest. Like, Virgo has a tendency, and I don't think they really mean it, right? But that's just like a natural, like, leaning tendency. Like, this could also be you, right? This Queen of Swords. Because in relationships, it's like Virgos always try to improve somebody, right? Think about Beyonce's Upgrade You. Like, but you have to also understand that people may not want to be upgraded, right? And so it creates an unbalance. If you want someone to love you for who you are, you have to love them for who they are. And if you're trying to fix them the entire time, it doesn't really show that you love them for who they are if you're trying to fix them. And I hope that makes sense, right? Because the truth of the matter is, that may be a lot of the... Trust me, I dated like 3 Virgos. I'm not doing that again. Not that type, not unevolved ones. I would say that if they're evolved ones who understand that you would have to take me for who I am, that's a whole different thing. But that's definitely a thing I've noticed, at the very least. Yeah, with this death card here, which only stands like because um it's like it's a hard thing because we don't like to admit. I would say like it's not that we don't like to admit our own faults, but sometimes it's such a like it's it's not balanced out, right? It can be such a balanced out thing where it's like not enough of, and this is like in your personal relationships, right, with people. It could be where there's just you don't feel like there's enough balance. You may feel like you do too much, or you get frustrated because people won't do this thing this way, the way that you want it to be done, or this is that, like that type of thing. And it kind of makes people like negate, right? Um, with this death card here, I'm not getting a. I'm getting like you want to change things, but you don't really know how. That's why we have this reading, honey. What do we need next for Virgo's expansion? For them to expand. For them to expand. Oh wow, the Emperor. CEO on them hoes. CEO on them hoes. Okay? For reals. Just a moment. Just a moment. Sorry. I like my little music in the background, so don't touch me. Yeah. So Page of Pentacles, yeah. You can take a lot of different directions, right? And rule in a lot of different ways with this Emperor. But what do you really want to work towards with this Page of Pentacles? What is it that you really want to work towards? Because I'm really getting that for your expansion here is deeply about asking yourself what you want to work towards, what qualities you need to get to that thing you want to work towards, and then transforming into that day by day. There's a whole process. Major Arcana, 22 cards, right? The Fool being the first one, which is the decision to make a change, or the decision to do something, which is the energy that you're currently in, okay? And then you spend all 21 days to make that change, and you find out what that is, Knight of Swords, and communicate that. With this in the Page of Pentacles, it means you really want to rush into something that's stable. Not necessarily like foregoing everything, but it's like you want something stable. I feel like Virgo, you're a stable person. You want something stable. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. You're about your work. You're about your money. You're about your coins. You want someone who is the same. You want someone to match you. You want someone to get up in this Emperor energy, or you want someone who sees you being in your Emperor energy and not you feel like you don't get seen the right way. As I said before, now if you're in the Emperor energy has a tendency to be controlling, right? So if you're in the Emperor energy, just watch for that and make sure that you're not over doing it, because that could be what it is. You could be repelling people, especially if you're in that energy and you want to, yeah. Because here's the thing here. The other two cards that came up with the Seven of Cups and the Devil, right? Which tells me that you feel like you have a lot of options, but all of them are toxic to you. And the question is, why are they toxic to you? Oh, Three of Cups. Because they're not as stable as you. They're kind of flighty. Or you may not be 100% stable in what it is that you're asking for out of a person. Um, it sounds so corny. And I need to do this myself. I think I'm going to do that tonight. Make a list of what you want out of a person, and I don't just mean like physical attributes, because that's what a lot of people do, but like what this person's personality was, like your dream person. What is their personality like? What are their characteristics? What are the things that you would look for in a person? Do you look for someone who's spiritual? Do you look for someone who is, like gives to charity? Do you look for someone who, like, what do you look for in a person? Because if you have it, it's like one of those things. Like if you have it clearly written out, right? Then you see these people come, and then you can just like refer. I mean, even, especially if you have it on your phone. Like if you have it on your phone, you just sit there like, let me see here. Let me. Again, like not physical, but that's also like strengthens your discernment as well, to like look at these people and look at their energy and be like, let me see how you react in this type of situation. Not necessarily like going to test them, like don't create a situation to test them in, but I think clubs are opening back up. Like if you were to go to the club or whatever right now, like, do you expect for like just something small? Like, do you expect for this person to be wearing a mask or not? Yes, the clubs are back open, but I personally, I feel like I would be expecting people to wear a mask if clubs and bars were open, not going to one without a mask on. But that may not be important to you, but that to me is a signal of self-care. Now, of course, we all forget when we get out the car a little bit sometimes, whatever. But my point being is that, like, if the person who takes care of themselves is important to you, so that you don't end up having to take care of them, make sure that's on your list and look for various different little signs of that. Because what I'm seeing here is that you may not catch there's a thing that they say, we always wish someone had like a big neon sign on their forehead that said I'm toxic, and chances are they normally really, really do. And some of them hide it well, some of them do, but the majority of people really do. You can tell straight up a lot of different signs by how they move, how they talk, how they do a whole bunch of different things, right? Now, this is the hard part, because we're talking about not judging them, right? But at the same time, you also can pick up on some things like, okay, so maybe this person doesn't take the best care of themselves if they're walking into a very crowded area without masks on. Maybe that's not the person, or like, let's say you go out to eat and they're nitpicky and they're, it's sending the food back every 2 seconds because there's something a little bit wrong with it. Maybe that's not something that you want to particularly partake in. If anything, I'm cracking up on the inside a little bit because I'm like, that would most likely be you in the rest of the situation, Virgo. Oh, no tea, no shade. I'm just saying. That's from the Virgos. I know that would particularly be them. Okay, being that particular about things, but make a list. Really, make a list. And don't be upset if you don't find people automatically who are not on that list. Simply because if you're just making a list, if you find people, you can just continue to add to the list. Add to the list while you're talking to that person. And if you keep seeing signs that they don't embody characteristics that are on this list, keep it moving, right? Organize it, categorize it. Virgo, y'all like doing that anyway. Okay, so put like absolutely, like, cannot go near you without this, and this. And then the next thing, like, okay, so acceptable, da, 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 and like like acceptable, unacceptable things, and then like your gray area. What would be your gray area of things like you can maybe can kind of live with, you kind of can't, or like these, like those types of things. Like what can you kind of live with, what can you kind of not live with, what do you feel like, and then also make a list of things that it's like, okay, what would be that you would work your nerves if someone did it for an extended period of time, you know? Because I'm really getting that that's really what it is you're looking for. You feel like you lack love, or you feel like you're lacking in a loving relationship. And so, this to me for your expansion reading is showing up as you're a very strong person. Virgos are normally they focus on themselves a lot of the times and build themselves and do all this kind of stuff, and then they try to build other people. But for your expansion, it seems like you feel like you need to expand. You don't need to expand with somebody, but I feel like you really want somebody to go along on your journey of expansion with you. Like you're very clear about what you want to do in like career life or that, but it seems like your focus here is we feel like you lack love in your life. We have 2 of Wands, the Fool, and the 2 of Pentacles down here. Now this only means that when you look to the future, you want new beginnings. You want something. You may want to get that new beginnings candle, like in the description below on the shadow side. Okay, because this full energy and this full energy right here. So I asked what energy were you in, what energy were you looking to go towards, and that's the Fool. You want to start over. You want to start with new things. You want to start being. And with this 2 of Pentacles in reverse, you don't want to juggle anything. So my thing, for what I'm understanding is that you really want to get back into, like, we all had our, like, COVID, whatever, the COVID, like, at home, whatever. We tried, like, the whole, like, at home dating thing. Didn't really work. Okay. It's one of those things where it's like you really want to look towards the future. You want to be hopeful. You want to be bright. But you feel like you would be constantly juggling between different toxic options here. And the thing about that is that if you feel like these weigh them out, don't just prejudge them, but also be sure that you know what you want when you're looking into them. So if you see too many toxic signs or too many things that you can't deal with, that you can run away, right, before you get invested. Okay? Before you get invested. Do not get invested before you discover things. Even if you think you know somebody. I'm telling you from experience. Because these people out here be demons. Straight up demons. I'm trying to tell you what I know. Because I done found out the hard way a lot of times. A lot of times. A lot of times. The Lovers and Leo. So you could be dealing with Leo at this moment, wondering how that's gonna go. But I'm also getting an energy of like you're worried a lot about yourself, and you like it's like casual fling type thing, right? Like I'm really getting the energy of you. And it's just sad because not really sad. It's not sad. But it's like this is like it's like for your expansion, it really feels like you feel like that is the one area of your life where that where you just can't have success. You make it have like a fling or do something here, here's something there, whatever. Self-care and confidence, right? So you gotta there's because there's Aries and there's water. So being empathetic is balancing water and fire, right? Where you're being confident, but also empathetic. Where you can confidently just be like, hey, whatever. And it's hard because if you're dealing with somebody, they're gonna have faults. Like that's just a thing in people. They're going to have faults. I know Virgos are very perfectionistic. If you're new here, don't mean to drag you, but you came to find out how to expand you. Okay, people are gonna have faults. You can't make them not have any faults. You have to be watery, empathetic to the fact that people do have faults. However, don't however, you have to be confident enough in yourself to know that there's certain things that you require and that you stand for and that you refuse to accept anything less than. Now, if you're one of those people who goes, well, I won't accept anything less than perfection, then I hope you find that perfect person. But again, make some things that you're just like, okay, this may irritate me, but I can deal with it. And some things is like, like what you want, what you'll put up with. Not necessarily what you'll settle for, but we got it. Nobody's going to be 100% perfect. There's going to be little things here and there. Which things do you, this person embody? Like, I'll give you an example for me. Spiritual health is a big thing for me. Spiritual health and spiritual cleansing. I do have this bath box, which is centered around spiritual cleansing and a spiritual bath. You can pick up in my site. I have my chaotic cleanse, which is spiritual cleansing on the go, like a sage stick on the go, right? In here, I do offer sage sticks, Palo Santo sticks. You see, these are burnt. I like them. I use them. I like, um, there's just different things like that is something that is important to me. So if I'm looking at somebody to deal with, I don't need them trying to like draining my energy or being spiritually not trying to be healthy. If you're not there but you want to get there, that's one thing, right? But if it's like you gotta like really sit down and like ask yourself these things when you look for another person. Because if you don't ask yourself these things when you look for another person, you'll just see a pretty face and you might end up with a demon. No offense. Like you might end up with a demon. But you'll see like a pretty face. You'll see somebody who looks on the outside. Like there's lots of people out here who will look like good options on the outside. And you dig a little deeper. And as Virgos especially would tend to do, because you all have to watch everything. You dig, and then you start discovering things and you point it out. Probably not always in the best way, just being honest. But you point it out and the person is like, well, you should have already known this. And you're like, no, why would I have already known this? If I've already known this, I would not have been here. And then it kind of becomes a thing where, because you may not, I'm not blaming you for that because they should tell you everything. If they're serious about, if it's not a fling, if it's like something where you're trying to be really, really serious, which I'm really kind of getting from this, where you want something serious with this Page of Pentacles, right? You want something that's serious. You want something that is, I would say like minimum like a year. Like a minimum of like a year of being like really with somebody and like, you may not, like, it's like you want to experience that like, I'm with somebody for a while energy. And like I'm really giving this the old college try like type thing. I'm really getting that type of energy. And if people don't, people are not going to show you their darkness up front usually, unless you're a Scorpio, in which we probably do that right up front just to scare you away. Just being honest. It's like people don't show that to you, so you go over and find it because you know that's in there, right? You go and find it, you poke it, you talk about it, you poke it out, you tell them about themselves, and then at the end of the day, you may be upset because you're like, well, why did I pick this person? And they got this, and this is wrong, and it's more of a, how much of that did you see before? you got before you invested? How much of that did you see after? If you saw a lot of that before you started investing and you wanted to and start fixing them up, then that is a lot of it is on you. If you didn't see that, if they tried their best to hide it from you, that's not really on you, but it is a lesson to learn for next time, right? So, in other words, write that list. I'm really saying write that list. That's like the biggest advice I have is write that list. Be very honest with yourself about what you want in your life and what the type of people you want in your life, whether it's romantic or not. What type of people do you want in your life? What type of friends do you want in your life? What type of co-workers do you want in your life? What type of you know what type of family members do you want to have in your life? Maybe your own family members are not the family members that you really are looking to deal with at this moment. It's a lot of different things. Like you just because I'm really getting you want something stable, especially something stable, and someone who communicates with this Knight of Swords. You want someone who works hard with this Eight of Pentacles. Like you want like just like a regular good person, which I think that's like a regular good person, but apparently that's like the most hardest thing to find in the world. I don't know why. It just you mean people who are like trying to advance and communicate their feelings? Those exist? Like it's like that type of thing. Like what? Those people exist? Where they at? I need to go there. Bora Bora? You need a ticket? You need a plane ticket? Hi. You know? It's like that type of thing. Especially if you're trying to be on this energy. If you're not already on this energy, if you're trying to be on this energy, you're gonna need someone who matches this energy. Not too many people match this energy. You'll find a couple more people matching this energy, right? This Queen of Pentacles energy. You'll find even more people matching this Page energy. But the majority of people I've at least seen are on this energy. This Two of Cups in reverse. Where they're well really not even that energy. Excuse me. My fault. This Three of Cups energy where they're kind of dibbling and dabbling in every little thing and not really 100%. They just bounce around to the next person, the next person who can do something for them, the next person that can do something for them. Who can do something for me today? Let me go over here. Who can do something for me today? Let's go going over here, like that type of thing, right? And then you're like, well, why is this? Because if you weren't trying to do something for them, if you weren't trying to baby them, coddle them like they were 3 years old, then they don't see any value in that, and you may think there's less value to you for that, but there's not less value to you. There's more value to you for that because you're not trying to date a 2-year-old. You know, you're not trying to date someone who's 20 and acting like they're 2. You're trying to date someone who's 20 acting like they're 40 and have their shit, you know what I'm saying, like, and have their shit together for the most part. You want someone who's mature. That's rare. Especially if you're an old soul. Because you're going to have to find another old soul in a young body. Which happens. But again, if you're an old soul in a young body trying to find another old soul in a young body, then you both are probably not really like out there like that. Therefore, it makes it really, really hard. Because it's like the type of person that you are is the type of person that may be in the house like on a regular basis before the COVID. And so if you're trying to find someone who's also on that wavelength, they're probably going to be in the house too. So it's hard. Because even if you go out, you're not going to find the people who stay in as often. So it's rough. It's a rough life. Introvert life. It is. Because lots of Virgos I know are introverts. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. I hope this helps. I hope that this helps you out any. I hope something I said unlocked something or woke something up in you. If you like the video, please like the video. Like, duh! Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding. Click the bell. I have videos coming up regularly now. Okay, at least every day I'm going to try and have a video up here every day at least. So keep subscribing, keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. If you're new here, welcome. Hopefully I wasn't too rude, but you don't want to settle for less than this, do you? I didn't think so. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.